Hello and welcome to the Tech Center. Today we have another tutorial for you guys. We will be replacing an iPhone 5s LCD screen. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we need to remove two bottom screws using a Pentalobe 0.8 screwdriver. Secondly, I will be using a pry tool to remove the LCD screen away from the frame. As you can see from the video, I apply gently at the bottom right hand side corner. Slowly nudge the LCD screen away from the frame. But do not remove it completely, because there is a HomeKey flex cable attached to the charging port connector. Now using a tweezer, gently remove the flex cable plates before removing the HomeKey flex. Before removing the LCD screen, we need to disconnect the battery so that we won't short circuit the handset. Using a 1.5 Phillips screwdriver, remove two screws before removing the plate. Now go ahead and use a plastic peg to disconnect the battery. Now that the battery is disconnected, it is safe to remove the LCD screen away from the phone. Again, using a Phillips screwdriver, remove 4 screws from the plates before you can access the LCD connector. To remove the LCD flex cable away from the motherboard, I will be using a plastic peg, just so that we don't damage any connector on board. Once you have separated the LCD away from the phone, it's time to remove the home key. Undo 3 screws and simply lift the plates away from the home key before removing the home key flex. Next, we will remove the speaker. To do this, simply remove 2 screws from the speaker plate and lift both the plates and the speaker away from the flex cable. Before we can remove the front camera flex cable and sensor, we need to remove 5 more screws which attach to the LCD screen. There are 2 on each side of the frame and 1 on top of the frame. Now to remove the front camera and sensor. I will be applying the pry tool gently under the camera. Slowly nudge the camera away from the LCD screen. Once the camera is away from the LCD screen, nudge the mic away from the rubber holder. Now you can separate the metal plates away from the LCD screen. Now that all parts are removed, it's time to reassemble everything back, but in reverse order. Let's go ahead by placing the plate back in place, then attach the 5 screws that holds the plate down before moving on to the front camera. Remember, whether you are beginner or professional, if this is your first time, the key is take your time and take care of each component. The more you practice, the better you will get. When you reassemble the front camera flex, make sure the microphone sits tightly in the rubber boots. Once you've done that, the flex cable and sensor should fall into the groove. Just remember to take your time, try not to force it in place. Now you can lay the speaker and its place into the groove on top of the flex cable by using my thumb to hold down the speaker. I can now attach the screws without having it moving away from its positions. Once that is done, we can go ahead and attach the home key. Make sure that the home key is flush before laying the plates down. Remember to put all individual screws in the right places because some of them are different sizes. Now we need to attach the LCD screen back onto the main board. To do this, we first align the digitizer flex on top of the connector. Using my plastic peg, I apply gentle pressure to secure the connector. You should hear it click. Now we repeat the same step for the LCD and the speaker connector. Once that is done, simply lay the LCD plate on top and screw it down. There is a couple more steps before completing a replacement LCD screen on an iPhone 5s. Lastly, attach the battery connector back in place and the plates on top, then screw the plate down. Before clipping the LCD screen down, we must attach the home key flex to the main board and make sure the plate sits on top of the connector so that the home key flex doesn't move. Now you can clip the LCD in place. First, position the LCD in the groove, gently start clipping the sides and work your way down to the bottom. The LCD screen should fit nicely the way it came out of. Lastly, attach 2 screws at the bottom of the phones and your job is complete. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and find it useful. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do so. Any suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And I see you guys on the next video.